201, basis for jurisdiction over non-resident. In a proceeding to establish, support, or determine parentage of a child, a tribunal of the state may exercise personal jurisdiction over a non-resident or the guardian or conservator if 1. The individual is personally served in the state. 2. The individual consents to jurisdiction by entering a general appearance, filing a responsive document, or other action having the effect of waiving any contest to personal jurisdiction. 3. The individual resided with the child in this state. 4. The individual resided without the child in this state, but provided prenatal care or support for the child. 5. The child resides in this state as a result of the directives of the individual or the actions of the individual. 6. The individual engaged in sexual intercourse in this state, and the result may have been the child. 7. The individual asserted paternity in the putative father registry maintained by OCFS. Or 8. There is any other basis consistent with the U.S. Constitution or the New York Constitution for the exercise of personal jurisdiction. The individual resided with the child in this state. 4. The individual resided without the child in this state, but provided prenatal care or support for the child. 5. The child resides in this state as a result of the directives of the individual or the actions of the individual. 6. The individual engaged in sexual intercourse in this state, and the result may have been the child. 7. The individual asserted paternity in the putative father registry maintained by OCFS. Or 8. There is any other basis consistent with the U.S. Constitution or the New York Constitution for the exercise of personal jurisdiction.
A party or support enforcement agency seeking to modify or enforce a child support order issued in another state, A, shall register that order in this state if the order has not been registered. B, a petition for modification may be filed at the same time as a request for registration or later. C, pleadings must specify the grounds for modification.
Is it all of them?
Home state.
Wait, what was the answer?
It was all of them.
Okay, I know I just said that because I figured it would be all of them, but I have no idea what you just said.
I don't like to put fake shit in because then when I see it on the test, I'm going to go, oh, they would never put my fake shit in anyway. Because I put this phony. All right, anyway, home state means A, state or foreign country in which child lived with parent or persons acting as parent for at least how long immediately preceding the filing of the petition for support.
I don't know. 6 months?
You're very close. The answer is 6 consecutive months.
Fuck! Okay, 6 consecutive months.
Next part of the question. If the child is less than how old, state or foreign country in which the child lived from, it says state means if the child is less than 6 months old, state or foreign country in which the child lived from birth with any of them.
Okay.
How old is he?
Oh, under 6 months old.
Yes.
All right. Duration of personal jurisdiction continues as long as a tribunal of this state has continuing exclusive jurisdiction to modify its order or continuing jurisdiction to enforce its order. 203. Under this article, this state may serve as an initiating tribunal to forward proceedings to another state and as a responding tribunal for proceedings initiated in another state or foreign country. 204. Simultaneous proceedings. A tribunal of this state may exercise jurisdiction to establish a support order if the petition or comparable pleading is filed after a pleading is filed in another state or a foreign country, only if 1. The petition in this state is filed before the expiration of the time allowed to file a response to pleading in the other state or foreign country. 2, the contesting party timely challenges jurisdiction. And 3, if relevant, this state is the home state of the child. B,
a tribunal of this state may not exercise jurisdiction to establish a support order if the petition or comparable pleading is filed before a petition or comparable pleading is filed in another state or foreign country if 1. The petition or comparable pleading in the other state or foreign country is filed before the expiration of the time allowed in this state for filing a responsive pleading challenging the exercise of jurisdiction by this state. 2. The contesting party timely challenges the exercise of jurisdiction in this state. And 3. If relevant, the other state or foreign country is the home state of the child.
Now that was effective January 1st, 2016. Do you have any idea what it's saying in sub 1?
Okay, let me see. Do you?
No.
Okay, let me read it.
Blank of a registered support order, whether by operation of law or after notice and hearing, precludes further contest of the order with respect to any matter that could have been asserted at time of registration.
Read it again.
Blank of a registered support order.
Confirmation.
Yes. Okay, that was it. Okay. Okay, so then this is the procedure to contest a registered support order. Okay? And the question is, how many days do they have to do it once they get the notice that it's registered?
I don't know. 20 days?
Yes!
Reason 20 days popped in my head in this article.
Oh, it's 20 days. 206. Continuing jurisdiction to enforce child support order. Jurisdiction to enforce child support order. A tribunal of this state that has issued a child support order may serve as an initiating tribunal to request that a tribunal of another state enforce 1. The order from New York, if it was the controlling order and it's not been modified by a tribunal of another state that assumed jurisdiction under UFSA. Or 2, a money judgment for support arrears and interest on the order accrued before determination that an order of a tribunal of another state is the controlling order. B, a tribunal of New York having continuing jurisdiction over a support order may act as a responding tribunal to enforce the order. 206. Continuing jurisdiction to enforce child support order. A tribunal of this state that has issued a child support order consistent with New York law may serve as an initiating tribunal to request another state's tribunal to enforce 1. The order, if the order is the controlling order and it has not been modified by a tribunal of another state that assumed jurisdiction pursuant to UFSA, or a money judgment for arrears of support and interest on the order accrued before determination that another state has the controlling order. B, a tribunal of this state having continuing jurisdiction over a support order may act as a responding tribunal to enforce the order. May act as a responding tribunal to enforce the order. May act as a responding tribunal to enforce the order. That makes sense.